All right, welcome back, investors. Inside this video, we're going to be talking about the CIX, the crypto index, and this is going to help us understand where we're sitting at in the market and take advantage of opportunities that we're consistently missing. So right now, again, we're looking at the crypto index. We're going to take a look back at February 2021, where we had this change of character inside the market, where we had about a 30% drop in the crypto market within a matter of days. Now, what this told me, this is a warning sign. This told me that big money is inside the market, whether they're buying or selling. This is something to be paying attention to. We might be coming to an end in this bull cycle, or we might just be continuing and accumulating more. So it's more so of a warning, right? Where it shed about 30%. And then we had this continuation towards the upside, where we had a buying climax, right? So we had this buying climax right here. This alone doesn't really tell us much, but it does tell us after we saw this break of structure that this was a buying climax, right? So we had the market again shed a lot of market cap on the way down. And from that point forward, guys, we shed about, we shed about 60% in about 70 days. That's a lot, right? So 60%. What it also told me is that we had found a support that we can really rely on, and that the market isn't going to break through that support as easily, right? Then we had an automatic reaction towards the upside right here. And this is where the market tried to test again, but it failed. So at this point, I'm starting to see some warning signs of a continuation towards the upside, and I'm starting to build my case towards the downside. We failed to reach our previous highs, so we know that institutional money is coming into the market and selling their positions or selling cryptos, right? So the CIX doesn't really tell us what they're selling, right? It's an accumulation of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and different other currencies. It helps us illustrate a picture. So we're seeing a lot of selling pressure, and we broke back down, not to its lows, but we have another point that we can use for a trend line. So at this point right here, we're going to use this to build our trend line. And then we had this massive up thrust, again failed to break through this previous high, which is a good indicator that the market is going to be going towards the downside. And now we're in the distribution phase, that institutional money, that smart investors, that hedge funds are selling their positions. At least that's the case that I'm building right now, right? I could be wrong, totally my opinion. You guys can make your own and make your own decisions, right? So we had this up thrust and then this massive correction towards the downside, right? Now, that's not the best trend line, but it is a trend line nonetheless. So we had this massive correction towards the downside. So we had this gap up towards the upside, and then we continuation towards the downside. The market has to get filled. So, you know, there was a lot of people here that either got stopped out or that went against their trade for a while at least. So we finally broke back beneath this trend line and finally tested again our support. Now, I don't believe this is going to be the start of the downside. There's a few reasons why. The first one being this huge wick right here, guys. If we take a look, it's about 14% from its lowest. If I can get it to work, there we go. From its lowest, that's about a 14% wick right there. So that means that institutional money has been coming in and scooping a lot of the crypto that's been sold by the weekends on the way down. I mean, if you just look at Bitcoin, it's been slaughtered, and there's a lot of people that have sold out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these different altcoins, right? And we thought we would not see this for a very long time, but institutional money has been coming in and scooping that right up before it's continuing to the upside. Now, what I believe, this is my hypothesis, guys, is not fact or anything. What I believe is going to happen is we're going to have another run up towards the upside. This is going to be its all-time high. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these altcoins are going to reach their all-time highs before finally starting to come back down towards the downside, right? Now, once it starts to come back down to the downside, we'll have small corrections but in the end, it's going to be going towards the downside. And this is what I see playing out inside Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these different altcoins. But right now, we're just in the middle of things. I don't think that the crypto market is ready to go into a bear market. I don't think the stock market is ready to go into a bear market. And there's, this is just keeping it simple. There's a vast majority of indicators that are telling us that this isn't the final stick that broke the camel's back. We have a correction towards the downside. We have institutions coming in and scooping up cheap Bitcoin, cheap Ethereum. If you look at El Salvador, they just bought 500 more Bitcoin, and a lot of institutions are coming in and buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all this from the weekends. So do that as you will, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.